What's up, Winnipeg? Winnipeg, what's up? Hello, Winnipeg. This is We Day.
This is We Day.
This is We Day.
Hello, Winnipeg. This is We Day.
This. And where's the arms? Where's the arms? There we go. Apple. Apple. Go work easy. Nice. All right.
You see, Redefining started when I was 12 years old and I read about the life and death of a young child slave in Pakistan. I wanted to help, but people said, you're one person, you're too young, what difference can you make? Raise your hand if you ever felt that way sometimes. And an amazing girl, people involved, with bow of silence, way to go, Anna, you're wicked. And Caitlin and Chelsea, who got involved in race funds for alternative income projects in Kenya, thank you for that. Marisa, who collected canned goods for Marisa for Halloween for hunger, welcome.
Love you guys. Love you guys. Now, there's an example. We went to Kenya. This is what Free the Children built. Look at the brand new school, and the children are... How extremely great is that? And in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of desperate roots. That school's in Haiti, and Craig's talking to Haitian children about their dreams. After going to that school, they can dream.
Better world. Our next guest is also someone with a vision. Vice President Al Gore knows that climate change is one of the greatest challenges facing our world. He's got strong ideas on how to transform this issue and has encouraged countless others to join in this journey. Let's check out Al Gore in action.
From environmental activism to Vice President of the United States, making climate change a global headline.
In the home of the Winnipeg Jets, they are back. And are you going to be rooting for the Blue Bombers on Sunday? Well, it's an exciting time, and I want to acknowledge some special friends who are here, former Prime Minister Paul Martin and Premier Greg Selinger, and I want to acknowledge my dear friend Craig Kielburger and Marc Kielburger. Let me tell you, I first met Craig Kielburger when he was 12 years old, the age of some of you here, and his conscience had been awakened by the story he read about another 12-year-old on the other side of the world who was suffering injustice. And he then took steps to change the world. He, with the help of his brother Mark and with the help of some of his classmates and others, then he formed Free the Children. And now over 1 million young people all over the world have been involved in Free the Children. Thank you for being a part of Free the Children.
What's on your mind? We want to know what it would take to get inside. Now, come on! Don't stop worrying about who you are. Have your people under. So I'm about to make my way down to the floor.
But I want to ask you something. There are Aboriginal schools in this country, far too many, who are not doing as well as you are, not doing as well as children of the earth. These are schools that don't have enough teachers. Is that fair?
But you can't see. Today I saw a side of what's going on in other places in the world. It was serious, and it was scary, and it was sad, and it was dangerous. There's a real sense of urgency, and it's time for kids to start taking this really seriously, because there are some kids just like them around the world that are not having the same lifestyle and are missing out on what it means to be a kid, and missing out on what it means to be a human being. And their rights are being stripped away from them, and their opportunities are being taken away from them. And it's almost like these kids didn't have a chance before they even started. And that needs to change. And it's possible for us to make a difference. And it happens all of the time. And we're seeing it with these schools as they continue to spread out through the countryside, leaving child laborers and their masters no room to make new employees, because these kids are going to be like, why would I work near them? There's 7 schools around the street that I'm paving right now. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go with the rest of the kids and learn. And we have the opportunity to make it that inevitable, that desirable.
Checking you out, but I see plenty fine girls that don't open my mouth. Well, your mama's all like me, what I'm about. I'm always trying to do what's right, and it just don't work out. We go to all the same parties and you don't know my name. It's probably because I never won the damn football game, but I'm honest, yeah. You gotta put me honest, yeah. I'm trying to tell you what you want to hear, but I'm wrong. Probably won't amount too much with this song, and you're saying that you're out. But what's a little right loud me? I don't smoke, girl. What's your dope, girl? I don't trick me. What's your take me?
We all had flashbacks to our childhoods where so many great memories were created on the playground. Knowing that these kids would now have their own opportunity to make those memories drove us to do our best. Now,
his injury didn't stop him from anything.
Oh my God.
After university,
that's
he
awesome.
became a renowned international athlete, but this wasn't enough. Together with his team, he wanted to make a difference in the lives of others. At the age of 27, Rick set out on his Man in Motion tour. He had 2 dreams: to make communities more accessible and inclusive, and to to raise funds for spinal cord injury research. Today, Rick runs the Rick Hansen Foundation, which has raised more than $200 million for spinal cord programs. 25 years later, Rick Hansen continues to inspire people around the world. This is 7,000 people to continue the journey of making positive changes in the lives of others through the Rick Hansen Relay. Rick Hansen, living me every day.
How you doing today? Can you make a difference? Awesome. It's such an honor to be here, to be with Marc and Craig, to be part of We Day, to encourage all of you to continue to set goals and chase dreams and to make a difference. You know, we're all on our journeys, each and every one of us. Sometimes we have challenges that we have to focus with positive attitudes. You know, at the age of 15, I had the whole world by the tail. I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to represent my country at the Olympic Games. My whole life revolved around physical activity and the use of my legs. And then I had a car accident, and my spine was shattered, and doctors said I'd never walk again. And all of my hopes and dreams seemed to be shattered with that moment. I remember being completely helpless and wondering whether or not I could continue. I was surrounded by family and friends and started to think about what I could do, like set goals, like maybe celebrating my 16th birthday sitting up for the first time.
Throughout history, we as individuals in a global community have faced situations that have been deemed impossible. When we said we wanted to go to the moon, we were told impossible. But in 1969, with the help of NASA, Neil Armstrong proved that this was possible. When a young man with a spinal cord injury wanted to travel around the world to spread awareness and raise funds for disability, many people said impossible. But through the Man in Motion World Tour, Rick Hansen proved that in his own words, anything is possible. And in 1981, my parents were told that not only would I lose my legs to a genetic disease, but that walking, sitting up, or being a functioning member of society would probably be impossible. But I stand in front of you today as living proof that we can redefine what is possible. It's not with the belief. It's the courage to wait for a no, to stand tall and say yes. For me, it started with two people, my mom and my dad, who refused to believe what they were told. They saw the potential that I had, and they didn't see this as an end, but merely as a new beginning. But it wasn't always easy. Because I looked different in school, I was bullied. After I graduated university, I wanted more out of life than just a paycheck and material possessions. But all that changed in 2008 when a good friend of mine invited me to go on a me-to-me trip to Kenya. The moment that actually changed my life forever on this trip is when we arrived at the Free the Children's schools, and all of the kids came running out, and they circled around me, and they were laughing and giggling and pointing and talking a mile a minute in a language I had no idea what they were saying. They were eager to give me a tour of their school. And after they gave me a tour, we sat in the grass, and they asked me every question under the sun to get to know me. Where was I from? How did I get here? Where were my legs? Did I leave them in North America? But at the end, after I'd answered all their questions, a girl raised her hand. And she looked at me and she said, I didn't know that this sort of thing, meaning the loss of my legs, could happen to white people too. And it was in that moment that I not only realized my passion for changing the world, but how I could use my story to give back and inspire other people to not only overcome their obstacles, but to get involved with something they were passionate about. Then when I came back to North America, I joined the Me2We team. And over the last 3 years, I've literally traveled around the world sharing these messages. And I've had the opportunity to work with some amazing young people, not only here in North America, but overseas as well. And it was this past summer in Kenya with a group of students that I finally understood something my friend Sarah used to say. She said, Africa will capture your heart, but it will also break it. Because while I was in Kenya, I started to see the effects of one of the largest droughts East Africa has seen in the past.
Yeah, one more time. You guys, here we go, everybody. is stronger and the world is better when we come together united to help change the world for the better.
And all year long, we work together to better our nation, our community, and our world. You see, you can't buy a ticket to We-Day. You have to earn your way into the stadium by making this world a better place. So, if you volunteered last year, raise your hand. If you volunteered last year, raise your hand. I don't care if it's 1 hour or 100 hours, raise your hand. Be proud. Be proud. And remember this number, 1.7 million hours. That's the number of hours that we volunteered last year all around Canada because of We-Day.
Now, raise your hand if you took part in a college, a big city, holiday sports, challenges you hear about nearly every day. Famine in East Africa, violence in our streets, bullying in our schoolyards.
Now, we've been talking about these challenges and the skepticism we face when we say we want change. Now, raise your hand if any of these words sound too familiar. Hopeless, never, unrealistic, impossible. Now, what you're seeing is how these words are entered our vocabulary, how they've crept in the news, how they've tightened the grip on our world.
Hopeless is choking Haiti. It was there that I met a woman named Florence, a mother. She lived on top of the rubble of her home, destroyed when an earthquake hit Port-au-Prince. She told me how every night, as she got ready for bed, she would listen to her son cry himself to sleep as hunger gripped at his stomach.
Never a silence to talk of mental health in this country for far too long. As he tried to educate others with the impact of climate change, he told no one would listen to him. But Al Gore called up for help, and he was met by our friends at Participant Media, and they decided they're going to do a documentary called The Inconvenient Truth. And together, millions of people have seen this film, and together we turn hopelessness into hope because that is the power of we.
I'm realistic, nagged at Winnipeg's own Hannah Taylor. I'm realistic told her that as a young woman, the age of 5, seeing someone who's homeless scavenging through the streets, that she was too young to make a difference, that she had to close her eyes, close her heart. But instead, she chose to take action. She called out for help. She asked her friends, her school, her family, the city of Winnipeg, the province of Manitoba, and across this country to come together raise over $3 million to help support for homeless, for shelter, for food. When we come together, we turn unrealistic into reality. That is the power of we.
An impossible plagued our friend Spencer West. After losing his legs at the age of 5, he was told he would never be a functioning member of society. But not only was Spencer overcome, today he talked about the fact that he's climbing Mount Kilimanjaro by walking on his legs. As a result, to turn impossible into possibility, that, my friends, is the power of we. And listen to the power of this sound. Who's ready to help?
And that brings us to today. That brings us to today right here in Winnipeg with the words hopeless, impossible, never, just outside the MTS Centre, pounding on the door, trying to get in.
But I can hear our voice today go louder and louder. Today, we are 16,000 strong, and we can silence those negative words once and for all. But first, we need your help. We need you to get involved in the issues you care about. We need you to shout at the top of your lungs.
So who's ready to change the world?
We are! Who's ready to make a difference? We are!
Who's ready to take action?
We are! And who's ready to engage in important social justice issues?
Sipping on hard work, that's not the way I was fighting inside. Big black cloud, stormy skies. Follow me, oh, I was living a life. So hard, so selfish, so alive. Sooner the night to start, sooner the night. So I was living sad and see. I would let it part of me, and I'll never let it go. Oh, come on,
just look back at photos from this day. Check it out on WeDay.com. And remember this all year round. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.